today is all about the period of the New Society from 1972 to 1980. So now let's proceed to its background. This period was started on September 21, 1972, in which the Carlos Palanca Awards continued to give annual awards. This period aims to stop pornography or any writings that gives bad influence. That's why the themes of the writings are dealt with the development or progress of the country, just like Green Revolution, proper nutrition, family planning, and drug addiction. A new office called Ministry of Public Affairs was established by military government. And this new office is the one who supervised the newspapers, books, and other publications. Period of the New Society also aims to revive some old plays, just like Cenaculo, Zarzuela, and the Embayoka of the Muslims, to be more discussed later. It was also during this period that the rebuilding of the Cultural Center of the Philippines and other theaters happened. Same period that the weekly publications of Islap and YY happened, which helped in the development of our literature. And now let's proceed to the Filipino poetry during the period of the New Society. So, a few months after the declaration of the military rule, there are so many slogans or writings came out. And now, let's see for Ponciano Pineda. He is a Filipino writer, teacher, linguist, and lawyer. He is considered as the father of the Commission on Filipino. His writings are pagpupulong mga tuntunin at pamamaraan, pandalubhasang sining ng komunikasyon. Now, next is Aniceto Silvestre. He is a Filipino poet and contributed to Filipino literature with poems, short stories, novels, and essays. His writing Ang Valentin Ko, a poem, was written in 1968. And now, let's proceed to Jose Garcia Revelo. Jose Garcia Revelo is a Filipino poet, literary critic, short story writer, and a painter. And he was awarded as the National Artist of the Philippines. One of his writing was Footnote to Youth, and his purpose is to reveal how a father and son relationship supposed to be. Next is Vicente de Masalang, and wala po akong na-search about him. Now, let's proceed to Bienvenido Ramos. He is a poet and writer in Filipino and English. Some of his writing was Kamaong Acero in 1981, Tomcat in 1979, Mucho Dinero in 1959. Wala po akong na-search about his writings. Next is Sir Lopez Francisco. Wala din po akong na-search. Pelayo Sulit Cruz. Wala din po akong na-search. Let's proceed to Freddy Aguilar. Freddy Aguilar or Ferdinand Pascual Aguilar is a Filipino folk musician and singer-songwriter. One of his writing was Anak, and it has a comparison with the parable of the prodigal son, the relation between a father and a son. Next is Bulag, Pipi at Bingi. Another one is The Magdalena. Next author was Jose Marie Chan. Jose Marie Lim Chan is a Filipino singer, songwriter, and a businessman. He is considered as one of the most famous popular music writers of the Philippines. Some of his writings was Christmas in Our Hearts, A Perfect Christmas, and Beautiful Girl. Lastly is the Tito Vic and Joey. They first started their trio in disco drama and student canteen. It was the sitcom School Bukol that gave them nationwide a fame as comedians. And soon after, in 1979, they have started hosting for the noontime show It Bulaga up to now.
So, let's move on to the play under the New Society.
organizations contributed on the development of plays. The first one is the PETA of Cecil Guidote and Lino Broca. PETA stands for Philippine Educational Theater Association. It was founded by Cecil Guidote and Lino Broca. Cecil Guidote Alvarez founded the Philippine Educational Theater Association or the PETA on April 7, 1967. The second one is Repertory Philippines of Rebecca Godinez. The mission of this is to produce live theater that is excellent, resilient, entertaining, and more importantly, to champion and aid the integrity of the Filipino artists and enrich the cultural life of the community in a sustainable manner. The third one is the UP Repertory of Ben Cervantes. The UP Repertory Company is a non-stock, non-profit student organization that continually aims to raise the social consciousness of the Filipino audience through theater. It was established by Director Ben Cervantes in 1972 as an answer to the university's needs for a responsible performing group. Lastly, Teatro Filipino by Rolando Tino. Teatro Filipino was a resident drama company of the Cultural Theater of the Philippines or the CCP from 1976 to 1987. It was founded by Filipino playwright, translator, director, and educator Rolando S. Tino, who also served as its artistic director. The company was dedicated to producing world classics in translation as well as notable Filipino plays. Reviving old plays and dramas like the Tagalog Zarzuela, Cenaculo, and the Embayoca of the Muslims. Reviving old plays and dramas can help bridge the gap between different generations and cultures by promoting a sense of unity and shared identity. Presented in the rebuilt Metropolitan Theater, the Folk Arts Theater, and the Cultural Center of the Philippines. So the Metropolitan Theater, Folk Arts Theater, and the Cultural Center of the Philippines or the CCP are all important cultural institutions that serves as location and serves as a venue for cultural performances and events. Mindanao State University presented a play singing Embayoca at the Cultural Center of the Philippines. Embayoca is a traditional Maranao art form that involves singing and dancing, accompanied by the kulintang, or a set of small horizontal gongs. The play is named after this art form and features a group of Maranao performers who showcase their culture through song, dance, and storytelling.